Signed, sealed, delivered is what I keep hearing. And I want to check in and see what this energy is about. So Spirit, can you tell us about what this means, the signed, sealed, and delivered? And on the ground. All right. So you are attracting this in. You're coming off as a really confident energy that is really magnetic and joyful, is what I just heard. And you're attracting this in. So this is something that you have been putting a lot of effort and time into. And you're starting to come into this like equal give and take with this energy. So I see you as being very like blossoming. So like this is something that you've been working on for a long time, and you've been blossoming and you haven't really seen what you've wanted to come back from it. But it looks like things are starting to shift with that energy. So things are starting to warm up. Things are starting to be guided towards you and magnetized towards you. Oof. And then we got the 10 of Pentacles came out. So this is abundance. This is, you recognizing that you're abundant and that you're abundant without everything else externally. So I think that I'm hearing that you've been on this journey for a little while about trying to be able to recognize like your abundance within yourself and recognizing that you're abundant without anything else external to yourself, to be able to kind of radiate that energy and bring that back to you. So you are, bringing in this energy of, this could be money, whatever you think about as abundance, right? Whatever it is that you've been like working towards. And signed, sealed, delivered. So this is something that you've been like wanting or dreaming for, manifesting, I heard. So there's something coming towards you. It feels like this is kind of like a contract of some sort, something that you're going to receive like in the mail or in the email is what I just saw as another way too. But you're going to receive word of this. I do see the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is saying to me that you've kind of been in this energy of like pain and not sure if this is going to come in, like maybe like caught on what you lost, like stuck in like the mindset of what you lost rather than what it is that you will be gaining from those losses, like that shifting of perspective possibly. I do feel like though this is something that you're overcoming is what I just heard. So something that you're shifting away from. Yeah, this 8 of Swords energy. So there was a time where you did feel like you were stuck in this energy. You were never going to get out of this energy. You were going to forever be in this energy, right? And you have like started to recognize your own abundance internally. You've been able to recognize the power that you hold inside of yourself. You've been able to kind of pull yourself out of that. So tell me more about this 10 of Pentacles here and what this is bringing in. Oh, interesting. So before I say anything, 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands, so 3-3. You might be seeing a lot of 3-3-3 right now, which is like expansion. But this is like about a collaboration coming in. It's something that you've definitely been working towards or wanting. I'm really taking note of like this castle in the background. So I'm hearing like you've been building something. You've been building your castle. You've been building your kingdom. You've been building something significantly, and you've been working really hard to come up the ladder. And I don't think that you've seen much reflecting this. I do see that because we have the King and Queen of Wands, this is you coming into balance within yourself. So this is you coming into balance within yourself with masculine and feminine energy. 444 on my timer. And because you're coming into balance, that is then radiating out. And what I'm really noticing here is like the sun and how it has that like aura outside of it. So like this is you kind of like widening your aura and making it larger because you've been able to balance the masculine and feminine energy inside of yourself. Your aura is expanding, which is being felt by other people, being acknowledged by other people. And that's actually what's drawing in this collaboration that's coming towards you, which we have with the Three of Coins. What else is down here? The Sun. So this is going to be very successful. It's going to be something that like brings you a lot of happiness and joy. It will be like a new cycle starting. So if you look at the Sun card, there's he's kind of like a snake. So this is something that you have been working on, I want to say throughout the year of the snake, right? And you've been working on bringing in this new cycle, and the year is going to end out with this new cycle beginning. So can you tell me more about this collaboration, Spirit? What else can you tell me? Again on the ground. Oh, crackers. All right. Knight of Coins. So this is kind of confirming the fact that this has been like something that's been really a lot of determination, a lot of like putting your mindset into it. Like this has been something that you've been working on for a pretty long time. And this is the slowest moving knight in the deck. So, you know, this is something you've been working on for a really long time. This does have to do with career. So, because there's so many pentacles here and wands. So this has to do with like career and passion and like kind of being able to like build this passionate new career path for yourself, or this passionate new way of making money, I guess, of living, of surviving, of being able to create. And then at the bottom of the deck was the Hanged Man. So I think that like for a while, there was a lot of lessons that you needed to learn before you could really receive this, this thing that's coming into you, because there were so many lessons that you needed to first come to terms with and understand so that you would be able to hold on to this. So that's something I hear a lot is like, if you received your manifestations before you've learned some of the lessons, which is the other reason why this is happening at the end of a cycle, right? Like to start a new cycle, you wouldn't be able to hold on to it. So you would receive this thing and then you would lose it. And the reality is that Source, God, divine, whatever you call it, doesn't want you to lose this thing. They want you to be able to hold on to this thing and for this thing to be like a long kind of haul kind of energy. So this is something that's supposed to be life-changing for you. And 10 of Coins is also like generational, like wealth. And so this is something that's supposed to bring in a legacy. This is supposed to bring in like a new way of life, a new way of living for you. And so there's been a lot of diligence and work and kind of continuing to show up even when you didn't want to, even when you felt like it was really hard to show up, and just continuing to do that kind of like was showing that you're ready for this thing and that no matter what, you'll continue forward. The Hanged Man is here as well. And with the Hangman, I'm feeling that you really needed to kind of like take a different perspective on this thing. Like you've had to learn how to shift your perspective a couple of different times. You've had to learn how to kind of like think about things differently and like kind of like even the way that you make money or receive money. So I think that this career path is like completely new to you in some ways, and you've had to do a lot of shape shifting around like how you understand if money is supposed to be something that's hard to make or easy to make, like this idea of like being paid to exist, right? Like all of these concepts were things that you really had to like shift your mindset around, because it's not what you grew up with, nor was it your normal. And And at the underneath that, it's only confirming that. So I think that you originally thought that like work had to be really difficult, it had to be really hard, and it had to be really painful. And for you to be able to make money and do what you want to do, you had to really like sacrifice yourself. I'm hearing like self-sacrifice to be able to make the money that you wanted to. And I think this is something that you probably witnessed growing up, was like this idea that like you have to work really, really hard. You have to work all of these hours. You have to put your blood, sweat, and tears into this to be able to create and to be able to be happy and comfortable. And I think that like this has been where the perspective shift has needed to happen for you in some ways. You've had to have a lot of strength over some like past beliefs that came from like your upbringing and kind of like what you were shown around like what money looks like and whatnot. And I think that like I'm seeing like the devil, like there was just a lot of like mindsets that were really coming from this place of lack and really coming from this place of like having to work really hard to be able to do anything. And I think that like you really had to like overcome that lack mindset and overcome those thought processes to really get to this point of even being able to take this step forward for yourself and to trust and have faith in this like this new path that you're creating for yourself. Is there anything else you can tell us about this? Yeah, so the Eight of Swords is coming out again. Five of Swords came out with that too. So, you know, there was a lot of like self-deprecating like thoughts that you had, like a lack of belief in yourself, limited beliefs around what you were capable of. I think that that probably like there was like this feeling of like not being enough, and I don't think that you really were able to build the self-esteem and the self-worth that you needed to be able to take this path earlier in your life until now. And the Five of Swords is kind of like defeat. So learning to surrender, learning to trust, learning to believe in like the unseen. So you see that bird in the background. That's kind of what that's bringing out for me, is like having to learn how to like trust in something that is kind of surrendering and unseen, and just believe that like following your passion and following your gut and following your intuition and what really brings you joy and happiness and following that is actually going to bring you down the path that you're meant to be down. So I do think that, you know, this has been a pretty hard journey and a pretty long journey. And I do think that there's like little things that you've been noticing, maybe in the way that you're feeling and the way that you're thinking differently than you were in the past. But I don't think anything like concrete has really showed up in your reality exactly that was like aligned to what you're looking for. Can you tell us anything else about this contract? I do see this being something that is going to be a creation that you're going to be able to create. You're going to be able to use your mind. You're going to be able to really like bring something into fruition that I think you've always dreamed of bringing into fruition. I'm hearing like author, writer, painters, creators of some sort. And someone's going to want you to do that for them. I'm hearing this could be brand stuff. This could also be just like an independent kind of thing that really goes up. And the Seven of Swords. You've had to really leave behind a lot of people that were just not really like believing in you. They didn't believe in your process. They didn't believe in your journey. They were really like kind of breaking you down and keeping you from moving forward. And because you walked away from all of those situations, you know, and you chose yourself, you are like filling your own cup, and that's also what's bringing this in. So we do have two aces here, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, right? So this is a passionate and fulfilling new beginning that's coming in for you, and it's coming in the way of like some type of like collaboration or deal that's going to bring you a lot of joy and start to move you forward into what you've always known that you deserved. So If this does resonate, you can leave me 111 in the comments, and you can find my private readings in my link in bio if you'd like. I hope this was helpful. Love and light.